does. We are live.
We're live.
We are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. Hello. Let's see if you're working.
Makes me self-conscious about my face.
You have a lovely face. Don't ever.
Grace.
Dude, when you post to Instagram and you're just like so close on your face, I'm like, that's a very good face.
Like zoom in.
Yeah.
Here's my chipped teeth.
I like it. You have a good face. Hi, welcome to this episode of Ramblin Down Rainbow Road, where we advocate for radical body positivity. I'm your host, Grace Bowen, and this is my guest, Oriana Hirschberg. Hirschberg.
You're doing great.
We are going slow and running late today because that's what I
It's
always
a
do.
slow-paced day, and I haven't been on time to anything like the last 15 years. So
It's fine. It's a lifestyle. As
Probably
long as you're not
longer.
running on mitten time, you're fine.
how late is that?
I feel like an hour and a half late, and I feel like punk time is an hour late. So like an hour and a half is just
Sad.
rude. So you like
Yeah.
don't even have the show installed when your opening is happening. That's mitten time.
Yep.
Speaking of shows, Oriana recently had a show, the Kart Pushers residency, after they finished up a residency there. Do you want to talk about that?
I could. Yeah, I think that show was finished being installed maybe about 15 minutes before the opening. So
All right. See, that is on time, in my opinion.
yeah.
Technically speaking.
And then people showed up, and I was like, let it go. I was like,
And
I
that's
could,
also
but I
like not a
could.
bad thing about installing things like later than you want to, is that you can't like fidget with
It's
stuff.
good. Otherwise, I would the whole time and be like, I don't take that screw down. Or
Yeah.
I like repainted the whole room because it was getting really obsessive.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good thing to do.
It's
but-
good. I think it'll be nice for whoever's there next. I
Mhm.
was like, there's so many ghosts.
Yeah. Also, before I forget, I totally forgot that today is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, because I'm that kind of white American. So hopefully, like, I'm trying to get YouTube to work the way I want to, so it's convenient for me, but in any case, I'm gonna edit this video if it's not already in the comments, but anyway, I put a link to the Black Socialists of America's reading list, so all y'all can easily educate yourselves on all that good stuff. And there's also a link to the Kart Pushers residency. No, there's not. I'm gonna fix that in a minute, but later I'm going to put a link to the Kart Pushers residency GoFundMe that is happening because they ran into a sticky thicket and they need help. And they're a very good residency who has made space and time for artists for free. A lot of residencies ask monies of artists, and I can talk real good right now. But Kart Pushers is free, and it provides time and space for artists who otherwise might not be able to afford the time, space, or money to like go to a residency. And it's been a super important resource for a lot of folks we know in Columbus. So anyway, please talk
Yeah.
about your experience with
Okay. Yeah. Card Pushers is super great, and I feel like doing that was a really great experience and is also sort of setting me up to continue to do more of the kinds of art things that I like. But yeah, it's completely free. It's really easy to apply, which I think is also a big barrier between getting access to residencies or like universities or other kinds of space. And it's 6 weeks, which I feel like is a good amount of time to really focus on one project but not be too rushed. So I feel like I was able to get a good body of work out of it. Also,
Yeah.
Misty will cook for you once a week while you're doing it, and she's an incredible cook. And then you'll have leftovers, so I could like go and work and eat the food she gave me. I was like, okay,
Slow.
it really is. I was like, I'm gonna make it.
Oh. What? Can you tell me a little bit about like the body work you did while you were there? Because when my partner and I made it to
Yeah.
but I was like really infatuated with the like, and I feel language that is just too much. I mean, and honestly, the narrative is sort of, I don't know, and like a little bit sensitive, but not like I feel like photos somehow I felt like I got a feeling to work as well. I like take photos with my Instax camera, other stuff that me a place in time that relates to my body work about like memory and stuff. But
yeah, I do work a lot with memory and what I was drawing for that series, and kind of everything I've been making for the last 2 years is just like using my own. Just have a lot of information yourself, so you can pull from that. So this body of work, I was thinking a lot at the beginning about attention. People can give you attention, and then I ended up on Kart conversations specifically because talking to a really good friend on my back steps about how you're able to just be very honest and like have these really intense conversations in cars that can happen other places, but that's like a space that sort of facilitates that. So I tried to like overlay these drawings.
Talk about it. It sounds like something that would easily be made into like a comic or like graphic narrative sort of a style, but it wasn't. Wait, but it was that.
It was a little
but it like formally and composition wise, like it wasn't so explicitly, but you did have like written stuff on there.
Yeah,
and it just occurred to me that it was.
I'm thinking more about like sequential stuff or like ways I could show a sequence, like doing a series of images or like doing an animation where they're all like this, or they're like side by side, or they're like overlapping each other. That makes sense. And like what got me into art was I love manga, so I like started drawing a ton of comics, and that's, even though I don't do that anymore, I still feel like that comes through in my work a lot.
Sorry.
Good.
I wish I was more into comics. Well, I started making a comic in high school without realizing that that's what I was doing, and I felt stupid about it because it didn't seem like high art enough. And I regret like not taking that project more seriously because I felt like it was the beginning of a lot of different stuff for me that I'm seeing like now that I'm 25.
Well, now you can take it seriously.
Yeah.
But I also feel lucky that I was so into comics when I was young enough to like not be self-conscious about like what a huge nerd I was.
Like what, 10? How old were you?
This is like probably when I was in high school.
Oh, okay.
Which, like, you can still be very self-conscious then, but I don't think I had thought about like my art as critically when I was like in middle school and high school. I was like, yeah, I love doing this. Here's all my anime drawings.
Gosh, that's gonna be nice.
I don't have that anymore, but...
Well, no, but, like, I took APR 3 times. It felt like I definitely took stuff way too seriously when I just wanted a reason to have, like, studio time, basically.
Yeah. It's hard not to take yourself too seriously. Like, at this point, it's, like, a very conscious effort to, like, not worry about what I'm making. And, like, most of the stuff I had at Card Pushers was drawings I started as warm-ups.
Oh, nice.
So I was like, oh, yeah, I'll just go draw and, like, see what happens. So I wasn't thinking too much. But if I think, like, I'm gonna go make a finished piece, I'm just like... Oh God.
What brought on, like, what was that experience of growth for you that made you, or have you never taken yourself too seriously? Or at one point did you, and then you had to teach yourself not to? Hard-hitting questions.
It's hard. I think, you know, like everyone, it's easy to like take yourself too seriously, but I think like all the stuff I was talking about making comics in high school, I was also in a club with a lot of people who were younger than me and like trying to teach them and watching them get like really paralyzed when they were really worried about making something good, and trying to like share that sense I had before I grew too self-conscious of like, you can't like worry about it, you just have to make stuff and not think. Or like not think too much. And I also make a lot of work just in a sketchbook, which is nice because then nobody has to see it, so it doesn't really matter if it's bad. Like I'm mostly making stuff for myself because I don't show a lot of work. So that helps too.
Yeah. And I mean, do you have like aspirations to sell work and make a living off of that, or?
I would like to show more work and focus on like that part of my career more, because I have a lot of work that I've made at this point, and I'm like, oh, I should do something with this. And when people buy stuff, it kind of feels like a nice extra. And like right now, I'm like making a living off of tattooing, which is a little bit different, and I think like that takes some of the pressure off of like the fine art.
It would be nice if you could continue doing that, and it would be really nice if I could make some blessed money so I can support you in doing that.
Nobody has any money, and I don't have any money for tattoos.
That's what happens when you're friends with a bunch of millennial queers. I don't know. None of us have any fucking money.
Positions, everyone's unemployed.
And I'm beginning to feel like not hireable, so F me, right?
You have a job.
Actually, I'm very thankful for my job. Dude, honestly, I had a really cool experience at work recently where one of the owners actually, like, listened to my concerns as a queer person and, like, stood up for me and like, wanted to, like, make sure that I was able to, like, speak frankly and honestly but sensitively with a coworker. And, like, the situation's still kind of messy, so we gotta work it out. But I'm just, like...
But beginning to do that work is huge.
Especially for, like, a super privileged white dude. I'm just like, damn, look at you.
Would not expect that in the... Short North, or honestly, any job.
Well, but it's also like the Short North is like, I mean, historically, like, has been a very gay neighborhood, and that's like getting washed away. And now it's, even if it's a bunch of like white privileged gays, like, that's still getting washed away, and it's scary stuff. It's weird.
It's weird down there.
Anyway, let's play a game.
Okay.
We're playing Mario Kart 8. It's a loading screen right now because I chose a really great time to switch camera. I mean, you can if you want. Cool.
Do you have any other questions about the cart pusher stuff?
Do I have any other questions about the cart pusher stuff?
Did I give a thorough answer?
Is there anything else you want to talk about? I think we're ready.
On Mario again.
Mario Kart 8! I'm gonna be seeing Peach.
Yeah. Maybe the,
I feel like that's the first time I've, like, seen your work, really. Which...
That's because it's the first time I've shown work since I was, like, in school. Because usually I've just been, like, making stuff, like, when I was over at Corrugate, and it just stayed there, or I make stuff in my room, and it stays in my room. So
oh, wait, that's gotta be a lie. I had to seen some of your stuff at Corrugate, but...
But I never had, like, a show there. It was just, like, in my corner.
Oh, okay, yeah. Who'd you share a studio with?
I shared a studio with Matisse.
Oh, okay. I haven't... What are Matisse's pronouns?
They, them.
I haven't seen their work either.
Yeah. They, make, like, a lot of jewelry, or they'll... I feel like they don't make, like sandpapers or paintings, but they do jewelry. Their space, I think, is a lot of their work. Like, they have a beautiful bedroom, and just, like, the way they think about space and design space. And then, like, the jewelry they make, the clothing they wear and alter, I feel like that's Matisse's art.
That's a valid form of art. I feel like we don't talk about that enough. No. Just the lived thing.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Press A a bunch. Or right.
I got distracted.
Like, that's... okay. I don't know. If I could actually get around to making any blessed films... We can do this one first, because it's cute.
Okay.
Then I feel like I would, like, cast Matisse, shoot in their space, and, like, have them art direct some stuff, just so I would be able to, like, put that person's skills into, like, a concrete, recorded thing.
Yeah, Matisse would be a great art department person.
Art department sucks, though. Oof.
Yeah. I don't know.
I respect anyone who can do that.
I've never done any of that.
It's like moving a bunch of crap that other people don't have to.
Oh.
Or, like if you're grip and lighting, that's annoying, but at least you feel cool, like, hauling around a bunch of, like, fancy equipment, same with camera department, but art, I feel like, I don't know, generally, or at least in the cis hetero bro film culture, people might not respect enough.
Gotcha.
Because it's a hell of a lot of work to, like, drag stuff around and make sure it doesn't break and stuff.
Yeah.
I could be wrong about that, though.
I don't know. Seems like a good read. Once again, that's not where like my experience is, so can't really speak to it.
Did you like get a sense of where you'd like to see your work go in the future from the Kart Pushers residency?
I like Kart Pushers because it felt like very accessible, so I feel like I would just like to do some stuff in town and just focus on things that aren't maybe like prestigious or have a big name, but that are just like ways to go and just do something without worrying too much about it.
Yeah, I feel like I really love Mint, but I feel like, and we did try to do community stuff, but the conversations within the collective were, I feel like, you were in Mint for a minute, weren't you?
I was never in Mint.
Oh.
I'm friends with everyone now, but that's like years after the fact.
It's like everybody's story. But
am I a ghost?
Ooh, you're invisible.
Oh, okay.
You're invisible.
I was like, is this bad?
But I feel like the conversations within the collective were like very much about applying to Acre, applying to Skowhegan. Like, not to
Yeah,
talk
I just
crap
applied to
about
Acre.
it,
So.
but- yeah, and I will once I have a decent body of work. But I don't know. And I guess maybe a few years later, like now, there are a few more shows and resources and residencies available that weren't available before. I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up. Maybe I'm not in touch and I should just stop talking. I'm having an identity crisis these days.
Hey, it's that time of year. Me too. I like finished Kart Pushers, quit my job. It was Christmas and New Year's all at once. Now I'm just like, who am I? What do I do with my time? I'm like doing like a 30-day yoga challenge on YouTube.
Why
Just
not?
like all these like crisis things. I'm like, I have to dye my hair or something.
I'm about to like get a tattoo from you. That's my identity crisis.
No, lots of
plan.
people have been coming to me and being like, I need a change.
But also, I haven't gotten a tattoo in almost a year, so I feel like
It's been a
about
while for
time.
me too.
But I also like have been getting more work in the past, like, I don't know.
That's exciting.
I started a remote freelance gig this week that like could end up actually being a lot of time and like in the long run turn into some kind of career thing possibly. So I was like, oh dang, now I'm super busy. Like I'm assistant managing the store and like 40 hours a week and I gotta do this. Like what did I do?
Yeah.
I made a huge mistake.
But
And
also when that freelance stuff comes, you're like, you have to take it.
yeah, dude. Especially because it's also like the business owner is a mom and she, I don't know, her ethics are pretty good. So
So if it's someone in line with also like your values.
yeah, that's another
You
person
can't go
who
fast over sand.
I should have laughed at you, but like I looked over, you were just struggling.
I don't know where I am.
The little turtle man will save you if you get too lost.
I'm making my own way. This is why I'm bad at games. I'm like, there's rules and you have to follow
Ooh,
them.
if you want, we can also cut over to Zelda in a little bit, because that's actually an open world game that's super pleasant and fun to play.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I want to try
if
that.
you haven't played it yet, yeah, let's try it. But this business owner is somebody who I've also had like frank conversations with about like being queer and trans and stuff, and she was like actually cared and listened and was willing to be like corrected and stuff, and I was like, I'm not letting anybody who's in Gen X and who's like that, I'm like not letting you go. Like the fact that you try even a little bit means so much to me.
I know.
What else?
But yeah, it's really hard to have time for everything.
Yeah, I could also just like actually get back into my undergrad mode. Like the last 2 months of undergrad, I had to finish my thesis, install that at Urban Art Space, and I think I curated a show at Mint, and then after that we had our Meat Sync show.
Oh, did
So
you sleep that time in your life?
I mean, I never sacrificed sleep for anything. I think I might have pulled like 2 all-nighters, but
bad.
yeah, it's not so bad. And I also, like, honestly was just trying to get my schoolwork done because I knew it was bad and I, like, didn't care. So if I actually cared, I might have been way more stressed out, but,
See, that's the thing about caring. It's great not to, because then you're more effective.
Yeah. But, yeah, that was a rough time. But I feel like if I can get back into that, like, kind of work ethic, then I'll be okay. I just, like, need to do an hour of work a night on this freelance stuff.
Okay. Third. So bad.
I'm trying to steer the conversation away from me, which ends up being really hard a lot of the time. And I'm not proud of that. I make a conscious effort to not talk about myself.
Well, once again, the thing you know the most about is yourself, which is why I've been making art about myself, but I'm also over it, so...
I feel I have a lot of qualms about making art about myself, and I'm trying to break that by, like, journaling every day. But, like, what made you, if you do feel comfortable, what made you feel comfortable with making work about yourself?
I think a lot of it is, like, I'm making stuff to sort of, like, process what I'm thinking about a lot at any given time. Like, I feel like I make a lot of, like, diary art, for lack of a better way to describe it. There's a lot of ramps here. And I also feel, like, very encouraged by people's response to that a lot of times. Whoa, something weird is happening. Okay. And that, like, if I can make something that's honest and relatable about, like, my experience and, like, be very open about that, people respond really well to it. And, like, most people are going through, like, kind of the same things. I mean, not, like, exactly the same things, but...
Have you... I'm afraid with, like, work like that. I feel like academic artists are in this, like, narrative versus formal thing, or at least that's what I was, like, taught about postmodernism, and now we're in, like, a postmodernism new sincerity thing where we appreciate honesty and integrity and narrative and stuff. So I wonder if you're gonna get that kind of, like, feedback of, like, from probably, like, older white dude artists that's, like,
I don't know any men, so...
I mean, that really fucking helps. But, like, if you go to Acre and you run into that kind of feedback, like, maybe it'd be fun to think of, like, really good ways to just, like, be shady and call that person out on being a crappy person, and who probably, honestly, doesn't make good art, probably. I guess it would have to be specific to the person, then. But my point is that...
Calling them out about, like... What
about dismissing, like, narrative art and personal art just because it's narrative and personal, and for some reason because of, like, the patriarchal art market we live in, that's, like, seen as not valuable, or, like, only valuable in specific cases like Ava Hess and Kiki Smith.
Gotcha.
Or then I feel like a lot of people would also be like would, like, put you in a category of a person and say that's the experience you're talking from, instead of, like, allowing you to speak for yourself on your own experience as a person. Like, when Jake came on, we had a long conversation about how he used to make work using tropes of black masculinity, and how he's sort of, like, grown out of that to start talking about his specific experience in his own life, that then, like, goes on to be relatable to all kinds of different people for different reasons, which is, like, kind of what you're talking about, right?
Gotcha. Oof. I did badly this round.
Hey, that's okay.
Seems fine.
I don't know where I was going with that.
I mean, the nice thing about not showing any work is I haven't had to deal with any of that kind of feedback.
That's true. Wouldn't it be amazing if you just, like, published a beautiful catalog and, like, just had, like, 5 years of work that was, like, pristine?
Just be like,
yeah.
That would be cool.
I
do think it'd be fun to make a book, so maybe I'll do that.
I've been wanting to do that. I've been wanting to make a zine.
Yeah,
printing shit is so expensive.
One of the first things I want to do at Friend is have a zine swap so everyone can finish the zine they've been threatening to make for the last 3 years.
Did you say threatening?
Because I've been talking about making a zine for so long, and I feel like literally everyone I know is like, yeah, I'm thinking about making a zine right now, man. And I'm like, let's all just make our zine and stop talking about it.
That's so good. If you like give people, you have 3 months to finish, and
not
print that
even
zine you've been threatening to make.
The last zine I made in like 2 days, because there was a zine swap somewhere else, and I was like, fuck, I have to make this zine. Just like went to the CCAD library for a few hours and was just like, what do I have?
Oh man. Yeah, we need to do that. Maybe isn't spam a zine thing?
Yeah, I thought they did their last one. They're like just a photography one, as far as I know. Okay. Like the last one we had at Corrugate was the last spam thought. But then I saw Matt post something about spam the other day, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I just saw a post on Instagram about something. Oh wait, that's right. They did have an RIP spam thing. Oh, and then it was spray painted on the wall, and then Corrugate had to move out, and it seemed like big pain.
It was a sad time.
I hung out with Cam around that, and he was like, having a rough time, man.
Things were dark in those final days at Corrugate, but I'm not gonna be very explicit about it.
It's our collective stuff.
It's okay, because now, have I talked to you all about, like, the new space?
No, that would be a good thing to talk about. Yeah. Hey, thanks for hosting this podcast for me.
You're welcome.
Tell me about your new space.
Okay, so we have a new space on the south side. It's called Friend, which I think is cute and nice.
It's very cute.
And we haven't done anything yet, because we're still painting the walls and trying to figure out what we're all doing with our lives. Mm-hmm. But I feel really excited to have a workspace again, since I'm a lot more productive when I have a studio space, and try to learn from my past experience, like at Corrugate, which I feel like was a net positive, but ended on a very bad note. So,
do you have like a vision for the space, or is it?
I have a very loose vision, but we definitely want to focus on being a workspace first, which I think is good. Oh, I'm invisible again. Because that just like feels more attainable to like focus on, like, okay, first we need to get this place functional for the people who are renting it, and then we can focus on programming. And we don't have like a gallery space, which I think is cool, because then we can focus more on like performances or like educational things, and there's less maybe pressure to just put on shows for the sake of shows, because you have space. And like I make art and I love art, but also I hate art, and I'm like, who wants to go look at art?
Honestly, I don't know who. I mean, that's not
like I go to openings.
At some point, people start taking for granted that like a space is going to be around and shows are going to happen, and they stop showing up. So like, why do? And performance is cool. Yeah, and it's not also like something that I don't know a lot about or like have any experience with. So that is exciting for me to try to like work with new people and see what we can do. All this is very vague, because I don't have any specific things I want to do other than a zine swap, so we can all make our zine. I mean, I feel like that's a great first event to have in a space too, because it's pretty like low key. It's a good introduction. You don't feel like to like dress up the space or make it look any kind of way. It can just be like, hey, this is who we are. I'm gonna be a shy guy because he's customizable.
I'm gonna be this bitch.
Everyone reads her as a bitch. They're like,
she's
this
got those angry eyebrows.
Spicy lady.
If this has an exclamation point on it, what's that mean?
It's new. Hannah is very good on a shy guy. Oh, look at this whip! It's very good!
That's who I'm trying to be.
Wait, you have a strong vibe right now. Which Rainbow Road do I want to do? I wish I could customize my own thing at this point.
Can you hack Mario Kart? Make your own course.
It's not worth the effort. Nintendo will come and hunt me down.
Oh yeah, I also want to see what like a little bit more of a wholesome art space would be, since we can't throw all-night parties just because of like the neighborhood we're in.
Ooh, yes. It would be cool if If there were sober events too, because it's hard to find sober spaces.
It is, and like I don't drink, and like that's the thing I was talking to Liz about. But then I also, that's a big question for me right now because I really want to have sober events, but I also like don't want to like be a dick to people who show up with like a 6-pack or just like. So I wonder if there's a way to have things be like
leave it in the car or just
like
not drink it while they're there. I feel like in the next 5 years we're gonna start having conversations about like privilege in spaces with like but like people who are sober have a very hard time navigating
there's nothing
stuff socially.
Yeah,
there's like bars and stuff, but like
I go to bars a lot, but then
there are people who are like, oh, let me buy you a drink. Then you have to be like, oh, well, actually, and like, you know how we're supposed to ask people's pronouns when we meet them? Like, let's do that for drinking. Oh, well, I try to do that. Would you like, can I get you like a soda or a drink or what? So then they can like more easily just be like, oh, water's fine or whatever.
Yeah, and like, I don't know. I don't find it like super obtrusive if like someone asks me if like I want a drink or anything, but like also I'm not a I just like have a body that can't process alcohol, so there's like that element where it's not triggering for me, but it's still just like something to with, and I don't know. I feel like that's like a sober space is something I want to figure out and how to do it in a way that's like respectful.
I mean, you could talk to people at what's that punk house? It's been around for 10 years. You know. It's on Indianola.
I feel like you're talking about, but I can't remember what it's called.
It's called the Kill. It's not called that. I just forget what. Then, because like everyone knows that their place is sober. So and like I didn't know that at first, but I mean they didn't make it weird. And really, like that's one of those things I use as a judge of character for people too, because I planning on going to a show there and I invited a friend and explained that it's a sober space and they were like, oh, that's dumb, like what show, like blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I don't know if I feel safe around you, because like that's a lame way to react. Like that's their choice for their space, you don't need to judge that.
And like it's okay to go somewhere and not drink. The only places you can go and that, and I might be over complicating. What if someone is an addict, like, so they can't like, or it's just like
I mean you could ask it. Yeah, empathetic thick. You can do that. Yeah, I encourage zine release though. I would do it. I would
release.
Finally get
I'm also like where there just isn't. Maybe that's fine, and like because it's not going to be parties.
Yeah, exactly.
Automatically,
there's
difference.
Well, there's never a need to drink, but that's just. Ooh, you beat. You beat me.
Whoa. He's got good energy.
Wendy has very strong energy. Okay, the hotspot was working better when it was over here. Oh, maybe my hotspot went away.
Oh. Does your hotspot just want to cuddle with your laptop?
I think it does, but then it talks to the mic and the mic picks up its whispers.
Whispers of the mic.
Dude, it's literally doing that. I need to get better mics.
But yeah, even if it's
wow, I feel like we're such drinking though that you kind of have to make line. Because like we have such an unhealthy alcohol consumption here, dude. Once you start laughing, you're like, oh my.
Or like I think probably like a year ago, and that definitely makes me real how much like that is. Or maybe
like people who feel like they need to drink so short with people.
Yeah, or like I feel like have a drink or two for going to a big social event, and I still like had to learn how to do a lot of things. So like singing karaoke.
Ooh, yeah, do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Still fun.
To not try too hard, I guess.
Yeah. Big blocks. These big.
They're or something.
I don't like them.
Oh. Here's the question. Here's our label in art. And after I saw your show, I was like, yo, I feel like right after I said that, I was like, that's probably like feels bad. So is queer a thing, and like what is it defined? No, because I feel like
I guess like your distance very closely about her and so that queer art.
Mm-hmm. It's the kind of thing like in the middle of the last century. It's feminist when it was like like a woman's. I'd take that back. So art felt the same. Like
yeah, want us if you guide the work.
Mm-hmm. They want to work on the
yeah. Mm-hmm. And some of the nuances I think I see in the community, especially with like the way put on relations that aren't like not partnerships.
That's another butt of worms I could yell about.
Intimacy is but not like explicitly, but non-sexual and like non-romantic. They're like, oh, so. But also most narratives are about like love.
Yeah, monogamous romantic love too.
Yeah.
Like
a relation.
What was I?
Think about the I mean, like, if you accidentally went up like half wrong.
Or yes. What if queer art meant like, instead of art made by people who identify as whatever the like social norms assume that to be? What if instead it was like the definition of like queer is, and the reason I like feel comfortable saying I'm queer is because it's just like questioning everything and like interrogating all of our assumed ideas to figure out individuals choose to like be on a spectrum of like social norms and identities. So like if we define queer art that discusses that questioning and redefinition, then I would feel comfortable like using that term. But as far as I know, it's like not a normalized thing.
I do see like that being used like, oh, this person's using the boundaries of this blah blah blah.
Does that
It's uncomfortable to me. I'm like, what's that? I don't know. Which I think is the reason I still like making art.
I went to an art fair rush and hurt and couldn't use the care and became deeply sensitive about the work for making art anyway.
God.
One of my goals of 2019 is detachment from life. And I think that will manifest by like being able to more, or I want that to achieve is the that I like voluntarily, such as like philosophy and like like they're dumb bullshit like that. Like feel more comfortable, like just in my own fucking skin and in my own life, like living that way.
Mm-hmm. It's like hard to find a balance between following your interests and also I believe like so strongly in the importance of like a virtual like taking care of each other's needs, even when sometimes it's like being and sharing values,
like
you
your friend coming in and asking for a hat and gloves, that struck me as such a example of how our peers live. There's no shame. It's cold out.
Please take my gloves. I have them. I'm not too cold.
Yeah, and I feel with fewer resources, are for the friends who grew up around us, they're much more stuff and they're things what they have. And, a lesson for me to learn to be generous with my time and resources, and I feel like that was a beautiful example.
And it's so simple to share things you already have. Mm-hmm. And I feel like even though I'm broke, I don't have a job, mm-hmm. I still have financial privilege to use that. And I think a lot of self-care ignores community responsibility, even though it's important to have those be respected and space for yourself. It's also space.
Yeah, and we have with people in the community can be self-care. Mm-hmm. Others is because me, and I might be the way that's on it. Stop you with it. No, absolutely, and also means the same people I was taught to detach me feel good to care for those people because of relational ways, and so I need to figure out ways find a thing in between. So,
need to sway that makes it.
Yes, someone else got the squid. You
all. Yeah, I think a lot of the way people responsibility to yourself on the internet make me kind of uncomfortable. It's just
is it one of those things that's enabling people to be?
I think so, and people shouldn't make space for themselves, take care of themselves first. I guess it's to myself and people around me. Mm-hmm. That capacity to give care, emotional or whatever way, you shouldn't do it. Mm-hmm. But also that it is sometimes uncomfortable and challenging to support people, and you shouldn't just always put your comfort ahead of that.
Sorry, to my I didn't look into that real. Is much easier once you actually when we get it wrong, and it'll seem more obvious that it's wrong. Just sorry, my a lot of people to gently call out your
Okay. In the conversation or in Zelda?
Exactly. How far do you want to take tattooing?
I don't know yet, so we'll find
Great
out.
question, Grace. Cool. Cool.
I like doing it a lot, and I think it makes sense in the context of everything else I do, which is a lot of drawing and work about intimacy. Because tattooing is very intimate and very physical.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot.
And, like, I do different kinds of projects, so some of them are like, they're like, oh, I just have this drawing and I want it tattooed on me, and those are like very low emotional investment, or sometimes it's more just like transactional, or sometimes it's like working with people I know really well, doing something like very specific for them. That always feels pretty cool.
Are you concerned at all about like the long-term effects on your hand and body and stuff? Because I hear that the like vibrating can really mess you up.
Yeah, I've been working a lot this week, and like I can definitely feel it in my hand and wrist. Ooh. And like pretty much all tattooers get carpal tunnel. So, just stretch right now. And it's really hard on your body, and also because I just work in my room, I don't have the best setup. Like I don't have like a massage table or anything for people to lay on, so sometimes I end up in a weird position and they end up in a weird position, and
it just sucks all around.
Yeah, it's just like very demanding on your body, so I don't know how sustainable it is.
Maybe that's a good thing though, because then you can't like depend on it or get too comfortable with it. I don't know what I just got ourselves involved in. Okay, cool. So this moves your person. This moves your camera. This, there are two different bumpers. This big bumper is your like bow. This one is your shield. This is your like,
that's a cube,
Sheikah weapon. And this makes you throw your weapon, the little one over here. Bobby got really frustrated with me because I had a hard time explaining controls. So don't if you don't get it because I'm a bad teacher, it's fine. Y is like take out your weapon and hit with it. And then X is jump. If you want to change weapons, you can press this right button and like scroll around. Same with shields. These are your like Sheikah things. This is like you can make a block of ice in a body of water. That's a camera. This you can like stop time, which also allows you to build potential energy if you hit objects a lot. This is like a magnet that lets you move big things. And these are bombs. And then bottom is a whistle.
Can we go over this when it comes up?
Yeah.
First we gotta learn how to walk.
This is true.
Let's see what's out there.
I also learned just by like doing it.
Then this. Oh, cool. Oops.
Yeah, it's pretty fun to just throw yourself around.
Yeah. Okay. This is what I would do in real life. Just throw something.
If you go down there, you're gonna get into a danger zone, just so you know.
Okay. Well,
you can.
I am not in the mood for danger.
You can reset your camera by using one of those left shoulder buttons. I forget which one.
Oh, nope. How do I put it back?
B. Who are some artists you really admire in Columbus? That's a really great question. I should start asking
It's just
more.
like literally everyone we know. So, I admire Liz a lot. I learn a lot from M. Oh no, I'm in the pond. Maria is someone who I like talk to and work with a lot. Bobby is also someone who I'm always like, okay.
Bobby's on another level all the time, and so many people sleep on Bobby.
And smart.
Yeah.
and funny. Can I go up the waterfall? How do I?
Not this one, but
Damn it.
there's another one you can go up with some different armor. You might have on.
How do I get out of the lake? That seems like a big question.
You can climb up that little...
Mm-hmm.
You can climb up. Zelda, BOT dubs.
Zelda for 5 minutes. Almost drowned.
You can also make some food if you want. Well, not right now because it's raining.
Mm-hmm. You can't eat when it's raining? Is that
Well, you can't keep the fire for the pod lit.
You know.
Yeah. God. I mean,
Glad
I'm just
social
saying
listening
you
is
might get
equally
attacked.
bad in games.
I think that you went out the other way.
No, I'm going to the danger zone.
Alright, do it.
Let's go this way.
Want to see a big queen?
Yeah?
Hold on. Let me do something real quick.
Okay. My Colossus and Colossus.
Okay, follow that purple thing on the map down here.
Okay. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. I guess. Guess I'll be walking in circles for the next portion of this interview.
At least it'll look good. Because this game is beautiful. Oh, that's
Very
what I was going
pretty.
to talk about. This game also deals with memory because, like, a big narrative piece of it is you have this, like, in your, like, Sheikah Slate, which is pretty much a smartphone, you have a series of images.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're not really series. They're just a bunch of images from different places that, and you have to, like, find those places so you can, like, have a flashback and remember what happened there that you, like, took a picture of. And so, basically what happened in this game is that, like, Ganon came back as a big monster thing, and he, like, took advantage of this ancient technology and, like, brought evil. And then Link was defeated and went into a sleeping pod for 100 years. And Zelda's caught in, like, it's very anime. Zelda's, like, caught in a battle with Ganon, inside of, like, a closed-off area. I'm not doing a good job of explaining it. But basically, like, you don't remember what happened after you get out of the sleeping pod.
Okay.
And all you have are these pictures to, like, help you recover memories and figure out what you're, like, supposed to do to defeat Ganon.
I like that.
Yeah, I like it a lot, too. And when I was trying to, when I was, like, first playing through the game, I was, like, so emotionally invested in helping Link find these memories because I was, like, envious, and I was like, if it was so easy to just, like, remember really important stuff from your life by looking at a picture, like, that would be so
sidetracked
clutch.
from the purple thing, so I was like, ooh, I'm going in a direction.
You can do what you want.
Lucky me.
I was, like, envious of Link. And I remember, like, I was almost late to work or something because I was like, I've got to find this next memory.
It's okay, work's not important. But I don't have a job, so...
Work's overrated.
Okay, how do I get to the purple thing? Do I have to climb this cliff? I feel like I'm walking
If you want to look at a map, press the minus button. And that might help because it's like a topographical map.
Oh. Okay, so I have to scale a cliff?
You could. I mean, that might be a short way of doing it, but I think you can also, like, kind of find a path up here and walk up there and then walk that way.
Okay.
But then it's like,
where we came from.
yeah, the theme of memory, I feel like, how do you, like, it's one of those abstract things where, like, I feel like you have to talk about it either very literally and directly, or just say your work is about memory and hope people believe you. And I feel like my series of photos that are, like, the out of focus things, it feels to me like it makes sense what it's talking about, but I couldn't, like, in an art class prove it. But then I'm probably just thinking too much, right?
Maybe. Or, like, what are those about to you?
They're about memory. It's about the feeling of, like, displacement and being lost and, like, almost knowing where you're at and what you're doing, but ultimately, like, losing. losing your sense of self and crap. And it's like in my gut, you might come into a puzzle.
Okay.
But I already solved it, so you don't have to if you get bored.
Okay. Ancient furnaces.
And I'm also like other anime and manga and things were okay, this was a battle, but you had to like fight a robot, but I got it. I killed it. So you don't have to do anything down here.
So there's no robot?
No, I don't think so. That's why I said at first, because the robots are kind of hard.
Yeah, I would lose. I can't even walk yet. Is there anything else in here?
You're crawling so good, though.
I feel like the camera moves the opposite way that I expect it to.
Oh, yeah. There used to be a mummy there, and then he's gone.
Oh. Sure.
But what do I like? And then the other thing is tying memory to identity not productive? I don't know.
Is anything productive?
No, art is like the most unproductive thing.
Unproductive, unrewarding.
Yeah. So I think if you like go up that way, you'll get to the large woman.
Get to the large queen.
Yes.
Just looking for a large queen. Bad job running up that hill.
I'll be running up that hill. I'll be running up that building.
I think about that a lot.
About Kate Bush?
Yeah. Running up that hill.
I wish I thought about her more. I just wear a shirt with her face on it.
Seems like that's enough. But I mean, aren't Kate Bush's politics pretty awful?
Oh,
so maybe it's good not to think about her.
I don't know. Is she still around?
Yeah.
I assumed she'd be dead.
I don't think she's dead.
Sounds like that's too bad. I don't mean that. There's your large woman's pod.
What if I jump off this cliff?
Oh, press X to jump and then to deploy your paraglider. It's real fun.
Oh, you have a paraglider? What?
Hey. Jump! Press it again!
Oh.
Why are you driven to make work about memory?
I think usually I'm just trying to like work through something or like take this. Does this nightshade come in handy?
Yeah, you can make stuff with it.
I guess usually I'm just like, like anyone else, thinking about these things that have happened to me or like these formative experiences or just like dealing with like processing like rejection or whatever it might be. And like thinking about these pivotal moments or conversations. And those are just on my mind, so I end up drawing about them.
Do you feel like you're like dwelling on them?
Sometimes unhealthily, yeah.
And then drawing helps you to stop doing that, or?
I don't know. Or sometimes I'm just like, I'm just being obsessive and finding fun new ways to do it.
Hold on. Shh. Oh, it went away. I was gonna try to shoot that thing. But video games are great because I told you to be quiet in real life, so so you wouldn't scare that bunny. If you want to talk to the large woman, go on that mushroom and press A.
Oh wait, I'm going back to the blue thing again. Wait, which mushroom?
Back where you were.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
That's okay.
We were talking about stuff and I didn't want to interrupt.
I'm a lost little boy.
Aren't we all, though?
Right now.
Are we all able to project our own experiences on the link because he doesn't speak?
Maybe. There's an essay in this, potentially.
Dude, I say so much dumb bullshit that an essay could be made out of. That's also why I need to write more.
Oh, what's this?
Oh,
no.
yeah! That's a little shrine
God, I just
guy.
keep falling in every body of water.
I need to figure out where the ball for that shrine is.
Alright.
I think the old woman has it, but I don't know how to get it from her.
Can I climb this? Yeah. Okay.
Hup, hup.
I'm not in the river anymore. What's this?
It's a ball. Well, it's like a puzzle, but I don't know how to complete it yet.
Oh. Okay. I got lost again.
Do you think we could wrap in like 5 minutes? Because I gotta get to D&D by 8.
Yes.
We leveled up, and I'm excited to see what happens.
A silent shroom.
I also played Magic the Gathering on Saturday. This has been the nerdiest several
You're
days
having
of
a
my
good
life.
nerd week.
I'm happy about it.
That's fine. I watched my favorite anime again last night.
What's your favorite anime?
I was watching the movie Your Name.
Oh, I have to
haven't
see
seen it.
that.
Oh my gosh, you have to see it.
It looks like it'd make me cry a lot.
It's emotional. And it's also a lot about like memory and space.
Anime makes me cry more than... Anime is super important media. Another essay I'm going to write that Liz really wants me to write so she can read it is about how like my morality and ethos was largely built on like anime. Because like my parents, the only thing they gave me was the Catholic Church, and I swore that off when I was 16. So then I just like watched a bunch of anime because like Uncle Iroh was like... Uncle Iroh and Jiraiya...
You know...
And
Uncle Iroh
like
taught us all, everything we know.
Yeah. And I feel like there's a whole generation of us who are like disappointed by our parents and just watch a shitload of anime and then like learn how to be good people and to keep trying and striving because of that.
Oh wait, a thing.
But I don't know what else to write about. Do I just interview a bunch of people?
Maybe. I like interviews or just like talking to people as part of starting a project.
Is it
So you're like,
a
I
bad
already know what
documentary?
I think about this, but what does someone else think about it? I'm never gonna find my way back to that shrine. Wait,
Do you want me to get you there?
maybe. I'm stuck in a bush. I'm climbing a tree.
Climbing
How
out
did
that
this happen?
tree.
Okay. Oh, I fell. Well, that was fun.
Ouch.
Maybe you should just,
This game is
you should
superb.
wrap this and I'll wrap our conversation.
Yeah, thanks for hosting this podcast for me.
Thanks. Yeah, I talked about a lot of this stuff today. Anime,
Was there anything else you wanted to
individual and
plug
community
anything?
responsibility. Everybody should donate to Card Pushers because it's an entirely self-funded residency that I think supports artists in
In like a realer
wildly
way than a
tangible
lot of
way than
other
anything.
shit
It's
in
like,
Columbus,
here's a
honestly.
studio that you can use for free. We'll help you use any of these tools, and here's some food. I'm like, oh, this is literally everything I need.
Yeah.
The woman.
Look at this queen.
A queen who will greatly enhance your clip. This is awesome.
Yeah, do this hood for me, please. And then she sexually assaults you. Ready? Content warning. And he doesn't like it. Why? I couldn't tell you. The only thing I got for you is this, some Japanese stuff is like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
We watch enough anime or not. Hey, that's just how it is
Like-
sometimes. Sometimes it's not great. And that's... A lot of times I skip these because this just makes me really uncomfortable.
This is a little uncomfortable. It's a great place.
But she's beautiful, and I like her style.
I'm watching a lot of Steven Universe, so I'm like, a giant woman. Perfect.
Like, how have they evaded, like, the kink aspect of that for so long is what I want to know.
I mean, I guess it's a kid's show, so they really have to.
Yeah, she's just, like, a big, comforting lady. Like, that's, I don't know. One of my favorite anime is Ancient Magus Bride, which I'm a little bit ashamed to talk about because it's like a daddy kitten thing. Clearly, I'm like, that's just, I have daddy issues, and that would be really cool if there was just a big man who picked me up and made me feel safe. That's all I'm saying.
That doesn't sound so bad.
Or any kind of a person, really. It doesn't have to be a man. Just make me feel okay.
Anyone will make me feel fine.
Which a lot of people have a hard time doing. Look at these short shorts with the boots.
Oh, love that.
That's a look. All right.
Yeah. Are there any other questions, things you want to ask? I don't know. I circle back a lot in conversations.
That's fine.
Sometimes I
Iterative
expect other
conversation.
people to. I'm like, whoa, wait. Here's this thing we talked about half an hour ago, but I have more to say.
What? Do you have more to say about anything? I don't know.
I don't think so. I'll think about it tomorrow, and then it'll be...
Then you'll text me about it.
Yeah,
I'll be like, too late.
Let the people know.
I'm thinking about doing this with, like, more than one person, because I did it with Hakeem and Brian, and they played games together, and I was able to hold a conversation better. Who would you want to have a conversation with if we did this again?
I think I would want to have a conversation with Emma or Maria, because I feel like those are just, like, people I'm in conversation with all the time anyway, and I learn a lot from both of them.
Okay.
And they also both think very differently than I do.
Okay. I'll try Maria on. And I wonder if you're... Because Em and I just joked around, but it would be nice if you were able to actually get her to, like, talk about real stuff. Because I have a hard time doing that, and I feel like you guys have a very close relationship.
Yeah.
Do you think she'd do that or no?
On camera? No.
All right. I respect that.
But maybe.
Or I could just watch you guys joke around and enjoy.
That'd be fun. That would be fun to talk
Either
to
way
both
would
of
be
you.
good.
God, I thought of something else. What was it? It's gone. But I think this would be fun to, like, with another person, because then you are more able to facilitate the conversation and be attentive to that. Which I like, the playing a game while having a conversation, because it helps you not think too much and freeze up, and it's like a different interaction going on at the same time.
It feels
like
different,
the little
right?
level of that,
Yeah.
even though I'm bad at games. And
You don't have to be good at games. Let's normalize being not great at games.
yeah, I thought it was funny doing this because I talk a lot about how I hate games. I'm like, I can play some games. Or like, I'll go to the pool hall and just like watch everyone, and I'm like... Last time I was in the pool hall, me and TC just had a photo shoot in the women's bathroom. Like,
Oh, heck yeah.
We're like, oh, you're trying to pee. There's another stall open. This is fine.
Well, Oriana, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for
I appreciate you taking the time. I wish I didn't have to go to D&D, but...
We can talk more again.
Yeah.
I'll come visit you at work, since I always go to one line anyway.
Okay. Yeah, we're pretty slow, so that should be good. All right, thanks for tuning in. A recording of this will go up soon because our connection was not great, but one day I'll have money.
Talk in circles.
Yeah. It's hard to follow a conversation. That's why you're not supposed to pay 100% attention. It's okay. Just listen while you're doing your dishes or cooking or making art or something.
Folding laundry.
Folding
Make
laundry.
art if you want, I guess.
Distract yourself from stuff you keep dwelling on by listening to a couple people try to have a forced conversation while dividing their attention. It's a good time.
Good challenge.
All right, y'all. Be safe. Have fun. Take care of yourselves. Bye.